Something like that. Oh, hi, William. How's it going? Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're well. It's 10 minutes just into the afternoon now, actually. I'm just trying to get my hands warmed up. I just oh, there goes the pick. I'm just trying to yeah, get my arms warmed up and stuff. I'm just not just trying to wake my body up and go, hey, it's guitar time. Come on. My hands are like, you know. Wouldn't it be easier if we just played some nice reverby chords instead? But yeah, I'm doing well, thank you very much. I'm glad you're doing okay. And that Gojira reaction video I put out, geez, that did really well. I couldn't believe it. I'm so late to that band. It's absolutely unreal. Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm like. Just trying to get the arm muscles going, you know, and in the wrist and stuff. But it's very cold here in the UK, so you have to put like the heating on and stuff just to warm up and try and play guitar, you know, because the house gets freezing. Slipped past me. Yeah, they slipped past me as well. They really slipped through the net, and you know, I get bored of music, and I get bored of metal as well a lot. Like new metal bands, you know, like these guys aren't new though. That's the thing, but stuff that's new to my ears. But what I really dug about it is it wasn't just your typical you know, gallops and stuff, and you know, empty sound with a big vocal up front. It was really atmospheric, and I dug that quite a lot. So I got another reaction video come in to one of their live concerts because my comments feed just blew up, like people saying, oh, you need to watch this, you need to watch that. So yeah, so I put another one out, which is like a live concert. I'm going to put another one out even, which is like a live concert, which again was really cool. Just trying to get some variety going on the channel, you know, rather than just the same old bands and stuff, you know. I've done a lot of the stuff within the couple of bands that I've done. I mean, there's obviously more to do, of course, and I won't stop doing stuff on those bands, but you know, there's only so many Bullet for My Valentine songs, you know, and there's you know, there's lots more that I would like to do. So I think maybe just to thinking outwardly a little bit more about what people would like to see, what bands they want to see me listen to, react to, dare I say. And you know, bands that like I've slept on for ages, like Gojira, I've just not got around to listening to them, and everybody said you'd really like it. So being able to include people on the channel and be like, this is my first time listening to these guys, I'm completely new to this, let's do it together, kind of thing. I think that's a really cool thing to do and investigate. So after listening to somebody's podcast so deep dive to Fortress over the weekend, oh man, Fortress is an incredible album. Honestly, that is Alter Bridge at their peak, in my opinion anyway. You know, it's just got everything, and you know, like the song Waters Rising where Mark sings, and it's got that really cool sort of breakdown in the middle of it and stuff. It's yeah, great band, and I 100% recommend Tremonti as well if you've not checked him out, his solo stuff. But that band is where I got a lot of my open tuning stuff from, and this sort of clean this sort of playing, Alter Bridge really like influenced me as far as this sort of thing went. And obviously, I'm tuning a lot lower than they are right now, and I'm hopefully making it my own. But a lot of their stuff that was, like really clean. Drop A, Alter Bridge. But that's one of theirs. That's where I got a load of it from, just listening to that band, because it was all about like big clean guitar sections. Oh, you saw Tremonti on the first album? Oh man, that's cool, because I think the first album is definitely my favorite, like hands down. I should probably learn some of his riffs. I can't even. Something like that. Clean that up a bit. Yeah, that's a cool one. That's a really cool riff right there, even though I'm absolutely butchering it. Come on, wake up, Hans. Like you, Matt, said on the podcast, they have songs or riffs that make it. Yeah, they really do, especially like excuse me, drink's going cold. Especially like take a song like Blackbird. Blackbird is the typical one to reference, because I suppose that is like their biggest song. But there's a reason that song is so big, and it's not even like an accessible song, if you like. It's not your typical sort of verse, chorus, bridge, outro. Like a really good single that you'd put out. For like everybody to listen to get them into. Like it goes places, and it peaks and troughs, and it stops and starts. 2 guitar solos. You got Mark Solomon as well as Miles, and it's just interesting. It's textures and colors as opposed to something that's just flat. And yeah, that band really do make you really like feel something. There's a song on Fortress called "The Uninvited," which is a really cool dark song. I like that a lot. I think Fortress, the song itself, is really cool because like they're both like dueling off of each other. It kind of breaks down into like almost like I don't know. Megadeth did it on Endgame with like a guitar duel on the first track on that album, Dialectic Chaos, I believe it was called, and it was the same thing on that. Like the song just sort of like halts, goes into something else, and Miles and Mark like both like dueling off of one another like guitar solos. So cool. Blackbird is their masterpiece, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. But what I will say is, I think Fortress is full of songs just like that. Find out very soon why I'm always in drop A at the minute, by the way. Just keep an eye out for the next month or so. cryptic, I know, but that's why Mark tours like 17 guitars. Yeah. And you know what? That has been one thing that's kept me going. Really, is like open tunings and different tunings and stuff like that. Because when you get bored of the same tuning, like your creativity like really like dams up at that point. And I run a dry anyway. I get stuck, which is why I play in so many different tunings. And I think I pretty much got it from guys like him. Into that, been playing drop C sharp for so long. Yep, I was stuck in drop C for ever because it was just the tuning that you used. All the bands that you listen to use it. Between that and standard tuning, I was literally just stuck in that tuning for like ever. But like branching out into stuff like so Mark Tremonti's tuning. I'll show you. I'll do it for you. One sec. Typical jazz live stream, swapping guitars out every 5 minutes. So a Mark Tremonti tuning would be something like this. Maybe I should like pre-tune my guitars. Honestly, this Camper DA is such an amazing piece of kit. And I know I'm just tuning my guitar right now, and it's like, yeah, you could do that with the tuner, but it's really opened the door for me in terms of what I can do on here. So, Mark Tremonti tuning. So you got a low to high, I guess you'd have D, A, D, A, D, D. So it's like a load of D's and A's, right? And I prefer to use the Open C version of this, but this is what Mark uses a lot. And then he will use variations on this, so he will, like, for instance, take this tune in, so D, A, D, A, D, D, but you'll tune it like half steps, so D flat, A flat, that sort of thing, right? But a lot of the songs on the first album, you know, they were based off of this tuning. That stuff. Yeah, literally that. Yeah. It does sound great, doesn't it? And the magic is just all in that tuning. This is why I like it, and this is why I use a shed ton of reverb as well. I'm just going to put my mic up so I can hear myself. This is why I like it, because, and yeah, we do need an arena full of people. Because it can be as open as you like it, you know, you can strum. But then it can quiet down. If you've got your reverb tuned just right, the notes will all bleed into one another, but when you quiet down, that's there, right? And you can just... It's like a bed for you to play on. Over. That was wrong. Yeah, it's just it's just breeds creativity, because when you've got that underneath you, every note being legal, you're not going to hit a string that's out of key because you've got two notes to contend with, right? All these, if you know your patterns, these two strings at the bottom are the same. So it's kind of got like a 12-string effect going on with it. And if you know your patterns, if you know where you can go, it speaks for itself. There you go. And what's awesome as well is, like, I'm playing in a major key right now, so D major, I guess you could say. And because the tuning of DA, 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 you know, because that those two notes are both in the key of D major and D minor, you can switch it out. So you can start playing minor instead. So then you got D minor as well. Hi Tobias, how's it going, man? I might have to play with a lower register like Devin Townsend plays an open C. Right, okay, so Devin Townsend, I think I've talked about him on here before. I was mortified to discover Devin Townsend, because I've been playing with big reverbs my entire life, and I'd also been playing with these open tunings for absolutely ages because of Alter Bridge, right? So I'd been playing basically the higher version of what he plays in. So I've got the D, but he's down to the C, right? His is open C. And, you know, I'm here like thinking, oh, this is my sound, man, you know, when I'm not doing metal. And then like I click on one of his videos and there he is going. It's like, no! Not only are you using my tunings, or am I using his tunings, like he's using the shed ton of reverb as well. So like, yeah, and I'm one of the biggest Devin Townsend fans like ever now. That man like represents a lot of good in my life, like hands down. But the patterns are just so symmetrical, they're so simple, which is why he likes it. You know, you can just... very simple licks that sound complicated. Then you got to get your Lydian in there, right? And yeah, that's that's all part of it. You can, because it's open, you've got all those notes that are in key. You can go back and forth and modulate between major and minor, which is really cool. So if I start... So I started major and ended up in minor. I'll try and do it a little bit better, actually. Straight into minor. And then we're back in a major. And then I think the best thing about this tuning is this guy right here. So it's like your B5 power chord. That chord is just... just glorious. But yeah, I 100% recommend Devin Townsend to like anyone. Well, I think you've got to kind of, it wasn't, for me, it was kind of like a slow grow. I knew it was music that I wanted to like, and I really enjoyed like his seminars and stuff like that, just talking about him, just talking and playing like what I'm doing now. I suppose I'm kind of channeling him when I do this, playing clean, open, verbed out guitar and just chatting with people. And then I got into his music and it was like, geez, man, that is like complete contrast. So he knows when to vamp it up and he knows when to, you know, chill it down as well. No two albums are the same. Like, you'll do a really heavy album, and then the next one will be a complete juxtaposition to that, be full of this sort of stuff. So yeah. And yeah, that was my sacrifice. And that was the first time I heard that chord, and I was like, right, how do I do that? And I remember sitting as a kid on my bedroom floor with my guitar, and it's like, I know he's doing this chord right here. You know, but like, how is he getting those notes? How is he getting those to ring out? A little bit of digging. Back then, though, I found out it was open tuning, but back then I couldn't just go and Google stuff. I didn't have the internet, and information wasn't so readily available like it is now. So it really, really, really annoyed me. I just wanted to be able to do that. So when I figured out the open tuning and I started messing around with the tuners at the top and got myself to what I believe to be Mark's tuning was, which is the DADA thing, It was like light bulb moment. I was like, right, I'm gonna use this a lot, and I actually wrote as a kid so a lot of stuff like this. Yeah, right back when you I did an interview in a guitar magazine. Yeah, exactly. Spot on. I remember going over to the States, and they had all these cool guitar magazines that we didn't get over here at the time. And like, there was this Guitar World one with Kirk Hammett on the front, and I was just getting into Metallica and stuff, and I bought that. And I must have read that magazine. Gosh, it was like, I must have read it to the point where the pages were like falling out of it. Just like rereading it and rereading it and rereading it and taking everything in. And yeah, there was a magic to it back then, you know, and it was just like that magazine you were not going to get back in my country, and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I wrote a lot of some stuff in this. Like, the first thing that came out, I must have been about 15 years of age or something, and this... trying to remember it, but this is the idea. I found that one down the bottom. I was like, oh, that's dark. I was like, oh, that's about my Valentine, right. Man, that is despair. That's like, you know, yeah, I don't know. All my guitars are broke. Electricity's ran out on the meter. You know, everybody's dying. You know. Boris Johnson is still Prime Minister. You know. So yeah, this tuning's got a great ambiguity about it, and you can find such interesting chords, you know. But that one's only possible with the 2 Ds on the top. Then straight back into major, and that's why I love it. It started off in something very minor. The transition is just so smooth, like really smooth to get between keys, between D major and D minor. Good morning, bro, or afternoon for you, I think. Yeah, we are 41 minutes into the afternoon, and good morning to you, I'm guessing. Robert, I hope you're well. So, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to knock this down into Devon tuning, because that is actually what I prefer, and if the can find it. E. The strings for the Mark Tremonti tuning. He majored on that tuning massively in the Creed days, the open D thing. But gosh, the strings are like super tight for that. And then they ended up doing a variation on that and tuning like half step for the rest of the Alter Bridge stuff, I think. And then God knows what other tunings and stuff they use. But I find the open C version, so Devi tuning, to be a lot more it's just a little bit less bright. And that wants to be a C. And I think it's got a bit more of a Carmen effect. I'm not sure. Let's see what you think. Good strings for this tuning, by the way, would be like 10 to 52s. Which is what I'm not using now. I'm actually using Turbo Slinkies. So on the drop C on the bottom now, which I've got now, is C, G, C, G, C, E. So that comes out like this. It's a lot more chilled out, and the low, because I'm using what I don't know what's on the bottom of a 10 to 52. I haven't even got a pack here to have a look. Actually, yeah, I do. Or a Turbo Slinky. So I got a 46 on the bottom. So I use 9.5s predominantly for standard tuning. So when I'm going down to an open C, which is like a drop C, which is an open tuning, the 46 is a little bit light. But what I would recommend, and just so you can see that I use multiple strings, is 10 through to 52s. They are great strings for like a drop C or something like that. They got enough tension on the bottom, and they're not too tight on the top. A lot of the times with strings and stuff, yeah, a 52 for a C, for this tuning, I use a 56 normally for drop C. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on comments as well. I use a 56 usually on a drop C, 100%. As a matter of fact, it all depends on what guitar I'm playing, and that's a really stereotypical thing to say, but certain guitars, they just sit with certain strings really well. So on the BC Rich, I'll use 11 through to 56 for a drop C, right? On my BC Rich. My Jackson, Randy Rhodes, those strings are like piano wire on that guitar for a drop C, so a 10 to 52 is much better for that. No, Machine Head's Locust is in drop B, but just playing a moving run below those strings sounds great. Yeah, exactly. We tried this last time and I didn't know it. It's Doug Gorgon. Sup, man? How's it going? 58 for you, Robert. Yeah, to be honest with you, I really struggle to get perfect strings for certain guitars. Like, for instance, I really like the feel of a 56 on the bottom for a drop C. But the 56 strings that you'll get, the 11 is just far too much on the top for the Jackson guitar. It's just impossible to play. It's just far too tight. That BC Rich, though, there's something weird about that guitar. I can put any strings on that and tune it up and down, and it just... I don't know, there's just something weird about it. It's like it's part of me after all these years. It just works. It doesn't suffer from loss of tension and stuff. It's quite crazy, really. I use all light top, heavy bottoms, 9 through 46, 10 through 52, 11 through 56. Yeah, I'm a light top, heavy bottom kind of guy as well. So we're tuned down to the Devi tuning now, which you can see has a lot more depth to it. Yes, it is my signature guitar. It might as well be at this point. He doesn't play them anymore. And And I'm looking for another one. If anybody finds one, let me know, because I would very much like to own 2. So, yeah, this tuning, you'll discover different chords and stuff, you know, like this guy right here. Yeah, that's stuff that you can't get on a standard tuned guitar. And you know, because it's drop C on the bottom, if you wanted to go back to going... if you wanted to go back to do that... You know, if you want to go back to doing that, you got your drop C on the bottom. So that's why it's such a great tuning. You just have to learn all your patterns. And that last string is the one that's out of key. Well, it is in key, but I won't bore you with that. It's just how it works out. It's in key for the major, but for not the minor. So that's the only thing you need to watch out for in this tuning. If I hit the open, because I've got C, G, C, G, C, E, which is a big C major chord. There's a C major triad, C, G, and E. E does not belong in the minor version, and a C minor triad. So, for instance, if I'm playing in the minor version, in C minor, if I go, it just doesn't belong in there. So that's the only thing you've got to watch out for with this tuning. But as far as creativity goes, I think it's absolutely huge. So yeah, to me, I think it's magic. Name that Metallica riff. But what I will say is, with this tuning, you do come out sounding like Dev. That is like, there is no question about it. It was a pure coincidence that, you know, I was doing this stuff and then I found him, and then I was like, now, when I'm using this tuning and I'm listening to myself back, I'm like, yeah, you sound like Devin Townsend. You know. It does sound amazing. You're right. All props to the tune and not the player. You can literally, I believe that this will make anybody sound good, you know. And look, if you know, you got an open chord right there. If you just strum, no hand required, and then you're just playing. If anybody's wanting to get into using this tuning, I would just work on going along one string and seeing what fits. Right, okay, well that was the odd one out there, so let's There we go, that fits, okay. And I would just work on going along the string. And then you just branch out into other notes and strings and stuff like that. It is C, G, C, G, C, E. Devin Townsend tuning. Thanks for adding that in, William. It's interesting how you got the mixing Bullet and Alter Bridge. Yeah, literally. Literally, because Bullet was all about like the clean passages, you know. Everything's moved now, so. Yeah, and all your shapes and stuff. There's some stuff that's similar to like a normal drop C or something like that or whatever. But all your shapes, there's a lot that just doesn't apply anymore. You know, if I, for instance, curses, Bullet My Valentine, right? If I was to go, it just doesn't work. So you have to find new shapes and patterns, and that's how you'll stumble across different voicings for things, which is, again, that just revamps creativity, right? How all the harmonics with the G's, with the harmonics is in like that sort of thing. That's those. Just recently watched an old video of Pad messing around with the flanger pedal. Cool to hear him play Kaiser. Oh yeah. And that video, the TC Electronics video, is how I worked out the verse riff, Place Where You Belong, and I did the lesson. So it was grueling hours of what, because he actually plays it not wrong, but a variation of it. And he doesn't play precisely what's on the album, so, but some of it, what he was doing was like, clued me in as to what was going on as an outline after many years of playing it wrong. And then between that and slowing the studio track down and many sleepless nights of just listening and listening and listening, but that video helped me work that out. So yeah, it was cool to see him play a couple of those clean riffs that you wouldn't usually see played. And in case anybody's wondering what all that clean stuff at the end of my videos is, it's this guitar running through a long reverb. And that was the one thing that going into the channel I wanted to kind of major on is to sort of, I don't know, YouTube guitarists are a dime a dozen at this point, aren't they? I mean, let's all agree, right? There are so many people doing this, right? Like metal covers and stuff like that, Bullet My Valentine covers and Metallica covers and Slipknot covers, all the stuff that I've done, it ain't new, it's been done a million times before. So I thought the thing that might make me different or have that unique appeal maybe is just incorporate some of my outside influences of metal, which is a lot of this sort of stuff, which is why I've got that clean guitar at the end of every video on my end screen. So hopefully that might add a little bit of intrigue. It's just like, for instance, if I just done like the Gravedigger cover, Architects, right? Or, I don't know, the Devil and I, Slipknot, or, you know, Stitches, Bullet My Valentine. You know, but at the end of it, as almost like a sorbet to cleanse the palate, this... This stuff comes in, you know? So yeah, hopefully that adds a little bit of taste and flavor rather than just which we all love and like, do you know what I mean? But it's just, you know, if you want to watch somebody go do sweep arpeggios, there's a million artists who do that really well, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be one of those guys, you know, so. Any tips for improving gallops or triplets? Boy, did you come to the wrong guy. Okay, so. Tell him, William. Tell him how good at gallops I am. Right, so I've struggled with gallops for a very long time, okay? Battery eluded me, and it's still, I have to be like on it to pull that riff off. Playing heavy metal, I've had to like work for this. It does not come easy. You watch my videos, you watch my cover videos, just watch my face, watch the concentration and the sort of, ooh, I hope I get this right when I'm doing like the heavy stuff and especially the fast stuff and especially the gallop stuff as well. So what I would do is, yeah, start practicing slow to a metronome. Gallops are his favorite thing. These strings are too light for this, but I'll give you a general outline. What I would do is I set the metronome going, okay? And just get a good... Get that going. Next, what I would do is I would start actually slowing some of your favorite tracks down. If there's a section of song that's got a prolonged gallop, I would slow the track down, 75% speed or even half speed. Don't cheat yourself. The metronome and slowing tracks down as well. You know, and I'll major more on the metronome here, but the metronome is your best friend when it comes to playing and learning like tight rhythm and stuff. But it will be your worst enemy if you fight it. Okay? You have, but it'll be your best friend if you work with it. And what that means is, like a best friend is always there for you. What I mean by that is it can always go slower. So don't cheat yourself. Yeah, don't stick it on 120 BPM and just try and... Do you know what I mean? It won't work. Your arm will tire out. You'll get a scratchy sound because, you know, you'll be angling the pick and you'll get that nasty scratchy sound, which is horrible. So work with the metronome, slow the track down, and just sit with your guitar and literally, however that goes, I'm in the wrong tuning, right? But yeah, Hardwired. There's a great intro. Just and it's probably one of the things that I'm weakest at. But every time I would pick up the guitar, I would just make sure that I get a load of those in. Gosh, my strings are so loose in this tuning. It's like spaghetti. I want to do a full Gojira backbone, but can't play the double string gallops throughout the song. Okay, should we have a look into it? I'm hoping you guys will hear my audio. So, let's have a look. And if you guys can't hear my audio, then we're screwed then, aren't we? What's the song called? I want to do a full cover of Backbone. So how would I go about this riff? Right, I'm hoping that my audio is going to come out now. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to fix it another time, but let's just try.
Our players are what make Tumblr
Right.
biggest site.
That is an advert.
Like sync.
Guys, can you hear this? Let me know. Is it playing? Let me know. The audio works, cool. Okay. It's echoing though. Okay, hold on, let me try and fix that for 1 sec. Let's just see what's going on. Speakers. Okay, I know what I'm doing. That needs to be on, and that needs to be on, and the rest needs to be off. That should be better. Is that better for you guys? Better? So what's that? Right, I need another guitar. Sorry. Can't do it with these strings on. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you a good idea. Yeah, there were just a couple of things turned up in OBS that shouldn't have been. So, I think we're in drop D. Let's just check. Yeah, so it's going to be D standard or drop D. I'm guessing it's drop D. So let me just come up on this so we can get in tune with the track. And I'll have a look at it for you. You best not go signing out on me now, after all this effort. So yeah, I gotta go now. Thanks anyway. Okay, so what have we got? That. So the first thing I'd say that's going on there is he's using see, even I couldn't get that right off the bat. So that's the idea, right? You're saying that's in drop C, but I've got this tuned to a drop D and it's fitting. So unless he's doing some strange, like, fretting, that sort of thing. But I think this will work just for the sake of today, because I guess the point is the galloping. So literally, I would just sit with that. So I would get the rhythm of it first. What kind of rhythm is it? So far with Gojira, that I've learned that it is digga 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 digga. Okay, so sing that to yourself. Triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. 3 notes. Da 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 da. You want digga da digga da digga da digga da. Start off slow. And the nice thing here as well is there's a lot less articulation that's needed because he's going across all the strings. He's going across all the strings there. So it's not like a hardwired or a battery where it's just on the one string. So you can loosen up with your pick. Don't pick from your elbow. Pick from the wrist, okay? And keep it light. See, I'm starting to cramp up there because I'm playing. I struggle to play like this with this. I'm much better like this, but these guitars don't sit well that way. So why did I buy it? I'm vain. I like Explorers. And what I would do from there is I would get a metronome. So if I pull up a metronome. And what I would do is I would find out where you can get that comfortably. So I'm going to move my metronome down to about 80 BPM. Please tell me if you can hear that. And I would, first things first, before even touching the guitar, I would make sure I'm tapping my foot and I'm nodding my head in the rhythm of that. First things first. Ah, it's in D standard. Okay, fair enough. Well, drop D will do for now. So the first thing I would do is I'd tap my foot and I'd nod my head and get in the rhythm of that. Only then would I start putting pick on string. And it's like, okay, can I get a down pick on each one of those beats? And hopefully there's no latency happening here. And hopefully you can hear the click. So I'm tapping my foot, I'm nodding my head, and I'm putting a good solid down pick. And then I get the down, up, down thing going. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Now that happens over 2 beats, if you like. He's going down, the up is in between, and the next down is going to be on the next beat. Listen carefully. 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. So I'm making sure that my 2 down picks land perfectly. Thanks, William. Glad you can hear everything. I'm making sure that those 2 picks are landing on those beats. 3, 4, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Because at the end of the day, that band has one hell of a drummer. Yeah, that band is completely ruled by the drummer. Like, it's his kicks that the guitars are following. Okay? So you've got to be on with his kicks. Yeah, or in this case, our click. And then what I would do from there, I guess I would just keep going with it. And then start speeding it up. Can you do it in double time? So I guess what we were doing there was 8th notes. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Move on to 16ths, which is 1 E and a 2 E and a. I think I'm using the right terminology there. So what you want now is 3. I'm still at 80 BPM, by the way. 2, 3, 4. And if 80 is too fast for you, like I said, the metronome will work with you. I'm going to go all the way down to 70 now. 3, 4. And another thing I would say as well, gosh, I'm a font of information, aren't I? Keep your guitar tone dry and not like mine, which is loaded with reverb. Okay, if I'm working on this sort of thing, just make sure you're not overloaded with gain so you can hear your notes. Okay, and keep all your effects off, delays and stuff like that. They're just going to mess you up. Yeah, you're looking for clean notes, like what they have, Gojira the band have, and all the bands who do this sort of thing, you know. So yeah, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a, yeah, that's so that's 16th notes, right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and, there you go, 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E. That's it, and that's what you want. I'm gonna bring this up because 70's messing with me a little bit. Oh, and by the way, if you can do the 8th notes, is it? Fine at 1 PM, but you can't double up. At that same BPM, move the BPM slower and try and get the faster version at a faster, slower BPM even, I should say. Leaving off the yeah, there you go. I always think of it as this: triplet, 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 triplet. It's the same thing for sweeping. You know, it's rhythm at the end of the day, you know? So rhythm is important. So next, what I would do is if I bring the track back, but that is savage, isn't it? I've put that at 75% speed now. And I would try and play to it at 75%. Wherever it goes after that. But you can see I was just jamming along to that at 75%, get my words out, percent speed. If you need to go slower, there's lots of online generators and time stretches available to you. I talk about this in all my lesson videos and stuff, but that's how I do it. I just slow the track down. You know, if you're finding the YouTube thing down the bottom with the wheel where you can change the track speed, if you're finding that you can't find a speed that's comfortable, get the track, drag and drop it into an online time stretcher, and you'll have a little bit more accuracy on how fast and slow you can put it. So that's how I would work with those. And also just have your guitar at hand as well. You know, I always have it at hand, and when I pick the guitar up, I automatically go and play something that I'm weakest at. So I will throw a lot of gallops in, just to keep on top. Like if I've got the TV on and stuff, I mean, I don't watch TV rarely, but if it is on, I will just have my guitar in my lap and I'll just be going. Now, I don't endorse not plugging in all the time. You know, because you want to be able to hear what you're doing, and if you're not plugged in, you'll get away with murder, and you won't be able to hear how accurate you need to be with your pick. But just for the sake of getting the muscles memory going, like if the TV's on, your guitar's next to you, just pick it up and just get that muscle memory going, but make sure you do put some time into playing properly with gain and stuff like that, you know. And I'm playing that at like half speed there. And what I'm doing there is I'm just getting comfortable with it, rather than just going, you know, just like going for it. And that's just how you're going to get frustrated, you know? So there's my my top tips on gallops. And Williams as well. He had a lot of good points. And now we can have this back. I forget what famous guitar player that mentioned it before. Alternate picking, left, right hand synchronizer. Just sit there watching TV, hand up, down. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot that goes on with building muscle memory with playing guitar, 100%. Back on the OpenC topic, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, I would 100% diving into it with using your fingers and stuff as well. You get so much more out of it rather than just going straight in with the pick. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Learning which finger coordination and finger synchronizing, you know, getting your fingers to memorize what fret they're going to be on, what position, what they're going to be holding, which point your pick is going to be picking in, if that makes sense, like an up or a down. That stuff, like getting that synchronization is so important. And especially a band like Gojira, which is so rhythm orientated, you know, it's if you don't put the preparation on that one, it's going to carve you up like 100%. I speak from experience. There's some really good ones for the OpenC tuning. Just your power chord shape, I guess. Your drop power chord shape, but Just utilizing the open notes in between. You know, it just sounds bigger than a guitar, you know? If anybody's wondering about that note I keep hitting, that's the Lydian note right there. So it's not strictly in the key, but it adds that little bit of wonder and tension. So not only am I ripping Devin Townsend's tone, his tuning, I'm also using his notes now as well. Yeah, that's it. As a matter of fact, that's how Dev discovered open tuning. So there was a song called Friends, Led Zeppelin. And he was trying to figure it out, and he was like, wow, he must be an incredible guitar player in order to get that stretch, right? And then he found out, no, it's open C. That's what Jimmy Page was using. So ever since then, he stuck to open tunings. That's how he discovered it. You know, the bands that predate, you know, him. And yeah, where you can't reach some stretches sometimes in open tuning, especially when it comes to open notes, it's magic. What's cool as well is these guys. You standard power chord shape with the octave with your pinky on. They make for a big suspended chord now. You know, which works really well with even with all the gain on. Maybe a bit too much delay. Yeah, trying to remember Devin's stuff here, but I can't remember it. But that's pretty cool. So, yeah, super, super creative tuning. That's another one of his riffs, which is really cool because it's like a 4th fret song. So yeah, there's Open Sea for you. But what I will say is, like, he's had so many years. Must be coming up to like 35 years or 30 years or something of him doing this. And he's done a lot of the majority, not all of, but the majority of it in Open Sea tuning, like straight up. Like, how does he keep creating with this same sound? You know what I mean? Because when I play this, I mean, I know I'm demonstrating how the Loken sound and stuff, but when I play in this tuning, I get this sound. Or and he has got like 30 albums now. It's like, how can you keep picking up this tuning and writing new material, you know? And bear in mind his other band as well, Strapping Young Lad, that used to play in. A lot of that was in Open Sea as well. So that ferocious, heavy music, that was all in Open Sea as well. But like I said, you can get some really cool chord voicings that lend themselves to heavy metal quite well. Any specific songs or albums you'd recommend of his? Gosh, start at the beginning and go listen to Ocean Machine. Start right at the beginning. Dev is a synesthesic, and I have a touch of that, but I'm not to his level. So synesthesia is where you see, in case you didn't know, you see music in shapes and colors and stuff like that, and he's massive on it. And he made a very blue album called Ocean Machine, which was his first record. Which he had to really fight to put out. Just like record labels and stuff like that. Bear in mind, he sang for Steve Vai. When the thing with Steve Vai ended, he was in LA and he went back to like flipping hamburgers, you know, and working in a kitchen. Right after touring the world with Steve Vai. Yeah, he got in, chewed up, spat out, you know. So his first record, Ocean Machine, I'd recommend that just to... It's like kind of like a mid-tempo, heavy rock album, which is really cool. Song on there called Bastard. It gets with Dev, it gets a bit proggy, and that was the thing that put me off because I hate prog. Yeah, I really don't enjoy progressive music at all. But Ocean Machine, I would start there. Seventh Wave is the first track is good, so I would go with that. But what I would do is I would check out as much live stuff as you can as well. For instance, if you watch Devin Townsend live at the Albert Hall, that's good. Songs like Funeral, that's really cool. You know, that even sounds like a U2 song, actually, which, you know, it's cool because it's him. And then if you wanted to go heavier... well, my favorite Devin Townsend album is Transcendence. So I would start there, in fact. I'd maybe I don't know, Ocean Machine will sound quite old after listening to that, because he's massive on production and stuff. So do Ocean Machine first and then Transcendence. Like, Transcendence is huge. Epic Cloud, that's good as well. Epic Loud, but in one word, Epic Cloud, so it's like a cloud, but yeah. That's got like this on here. And then if you want a trip of nuttiness, go listen to Deconstruction. That's you got to be in the mood to listen to that. It's nuts. But what I would recommend is the Devin Townsend podcast. He He has his own podcast that he started doing throughout lockdown. And he started to go through each one of the albums and tell the story about each one. And it's cool because, like, he's talking, he's got a load of this stuff going on in the background while he's chatting away. And each one's like an hour and 45 long or something. So I would go through, like, if you're going through the album, I would listen to each one of the podcasts, just so you can get a little backstory on the album as well, because it's really interesting. But Dev was a slow grow for me. But now, like, I absolutely love it, you know. But it's not for people who are looking for, you know, any of that. Nope. Yeah, it was one of those where, like, I'd been so used to listening to that for ages. Starting to listening to, like, Devin Townsend. Behemoth I got into around the same time. Again, massively different to what I was used to. Like, really, really different, you know? I was like, I'm going to keep listening to this because I believe there's something in there. And sometimes not all bands that end up being, like, your favorite bands you're into straight away. Slipknot, that was a classic one with me back in the day. I remember thinking, oh, that's too heavy for me. Now I'm, like, the biggest Slipknot fan ever, you know? Like, I love them loads. So I like a band that I have to fight to get into, if that makes sense. I like getting the understanding. Yeah, Arch Enemy, there's a band. Slow Grow. Yeah. Yeah. The too heavy thing. Yeah, I went in stages with my heaviness, like, massively, you know? First came Well, if we're going all the way back to the beginning, I guess like Evanescence, that first record, Fallen, as a kid. I knew I loved that in Tourniquet, right? And then moving on from there, I knew I liked guitar music, and it wasn't. And then the Metallica thing happened, and then well, my Valentine. And then I slowly progressed in Heaviness. Hi, Victor, how's it going, man? Hope you're well. You know, and then like the rest just followed. Wage War, you know, and all that sort of stuff. The metalcore thing, Parkway Drive, the one album that I enjoy. Killswitch Engage, Times of Grace, you know, all that stuff. But then again, like I said, I just got absolutely sick to the back teeth of hearing. You know, I just got, oh man, when I'd hear that, I'd just be like, oh, not another new band doing that. You know, so you have to find other avenues musically, 100%, you know, bands that, even though it doesn't grab you at first, you know, you might think, well, there might be something in this for me here. You know, there might be something here, and I'm going to keep listening to it and get to know the artist. You know, if you don't understand the music and you think there's something there, you know, get to know the artist. Now, I wish I could play the Signal Fire as well. Shoot. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's a D standard song. Something like that. But yeah, I was just about to say, you took the words out of my mouth. It's the right hand. I'm on the wrong guitar, man. But he's like, he's really going for it. I can't get that to tempo. So I need to heed my own advice. As a matter of fact, I've tried to cover that song twice for want of getting that part. And I'm a stronger down picker than I am alternate picker. This isn't working. Wrong guitar. Ah. It's coming back to me now. Ouch, it hurts. There we go. I can't get it. It's that last note. Oh, Victor, you're too kind. Thank you so much. It's getting to that last note down the bottom. Oh! Those gallops aren't in there, I don't think. Making it more difficult for myself. Ouch! By the way, I could do, and you definitely downpick decently. Thank you. Yeah, I'm stronger at downpicking. I've always been stronger. I've always been very weak alternate picker. And a lot of the problem I've got here is I'm used to picking, because flying V is my preference. I'm used to picking here, which is a lot easier for me. So having my pick attack move from down here all the way up here is like, I feel so bunched up. Another bitch riff is That Was Just Your Life from Metallica, getting every note. Yeah, man. Oh. I get confused. It's the That's it, right? It's not that's end of the line, right? We're talking about. So it's the that one? I got that backwards. So, which is this one? I thought this one was That Was Just Your Life. And then this one was there. Oh, man. I always get confused. Right. So, this one. That one. There you go. That was just your life. There you go. That's the one. Yes, that one. The lick at the end always trips me out. It's that. Because it's so chromatic. It's that. It's keeping that down picked. But that other one. X-Scout 2001, I hope you're well, mate. That's another difficult one as well. And I'm very well, by the way. Thank you for asking. This is good. You're reminding me of like riffs that I haven't played in ages. Right. I'm going to tune my guitar up because I'm in some strange tuning between a D standard and an open C right now. My strings are flapping around like crazy. So let's see. What happens if I tune back up? Get some decent tension on these strings. Okay. I can dig in now. Oh! Gosh, my shoulder. Okay, so it's this thing. It is, it's just that. It's getting that to work. I know one guy who probably could play that, and that's Matt. You know, Ref Master. It's Death My Neck song. Kind of sounds. Whiplash is a good one. Yeah, that's a cool song. Yeah, I remember him saying like it was about getting those audible. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you've got the start of the riff, and then which is quite strong. So where do you take it? Do you know what I mean? It's just like is that serving the riff? You know, just going, you know. Oh gosh. That is a right hand burner, especially there. And as a matter of fact, it's a right hand burner, but it's probably one of the easier ones. I always struggle more with like that. I feel like I need some heavier strings than these on, actually. Because I've been playing my BC Rich and drop A, and I've got a 60 on the bottom there. You know, and as a matter of fact, it might be like a 62 or something, I can't remember. But oh gosh, what is this? Right. Yeah, I got like a 60 or 62 on the bottom there, so I'm used to like piano wire strings, you know. This feels really slinky. What's another good riff on that album? That's a good one. That's a good one. Something like that. Oh gosh, I'm sorry for my playing. It's so out today. That's a really cool riff. And then to get that really tight. Whew. Right arm is starting to burn now. I think Death Magnetic could have been a really good album. Maybe if they put some of the maybe if they put some of the Beyond Magnetic songs on there, you know. Something like that. That's a cool one. Rebel of Babylon. I can't remember it. That's full of loads of fast picking. I'm not quite modern day Hetfield level yet. I'll be straight up with you guys. And loads of summer. That is probably one of my favorite Metallica songs. And the Yeah, that's a really cool one. And the line Cyanide, that's a good one. Very cool song. I actually covered Cyanide a little while ago, last year, maybe the year before that, actually. That was a really cool cover. Broken Beat Scarred is the that thing. Which just reminds me of yeah, that's a good one as well. Moth and the Flame coming forward in terms of the albums. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Modern day Metallica riffs. But yeah, Moth and the Flame, that's a good song. Ah. That was like the semi ballad on that album. My favorite riff on the album was I thought that was a really cool song. And then something like that. Spit Out the Bone, that's a really hard one for me. And then trying to get that. That is well difficult. It's very And Justice for All, that riff, at least to my ears. Yeah. That's a very cool riff. Something like that. Yeah, Am I Savage is a little bit of a weird song. I think it's because it starts off so slow and it just takes forever. Like, I remember, like, trying to show some, like, old friends that song in my car, and by the time we got to, like, the destination, the riff had only just started to kick in. It was like, I was very excited. It's like, oh, you check out this new Metallica riff. It's so cool. It's like, by the time that riff had kicked in, it's just like, come on, enough already. Oh no. Oh man, I put a shed ton of effort into covering that song, and I've completely forgot it. That's what happens. As long as I'm as soon as I've done my covers, I forget the songs, and it's really annoying because I'm usually on to the next thing by that point. So wrong. And we all know the impossible riff off that album. How he gets that at speed, I've no idea. God damn. Keep trying. Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks later, the song had gone. It is. But yeah, that bridge riff, man. As a matter of fact, even that's a nightmare. I mean, look at the stretch. I think Hetfield does it like that. I can't quite stretch my pinky up to get that. So that has to do me. I tell you what, I don't have to shoot myself in the foot, don't I? It's like, I come on here to, and I play like all the things that I can't play with you guys, sorry, really showing myself up here. But does anybody else have that thing where you pick up the guitar and nothing comes to mind, especially in front of people? So what you do is you play the hardest thing that you know that you can't play, but you just do it anyway because you can't think of anything else. There you go. And case in point for this thing. Strange chords as well. Yeah, this is all your fault, William. There's some weird chords going on with that one. And I can never figure out the notes in between there. See what I did there? The notes in between. I only have to look at my guitar, and neither my kids want my attention. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you need to do this now. Damn. He has free time. Get him. Yeah, exactly. Question about digital rigs. Camper from Tim G. Normal DSP. Do you need a good computer speakers to properly use them? I've read you can run them out of an amp, I think, as well. Yep. Honestly, my computer isn't like a stupid fast computer or anything like that. And I tried for ages to get my levels. Hold on. I tried for ages to stream bias effects out, And I reckon there's probably a way to do that, but I don't think my computer would have been able to. Well, all right, I just couldn't figure out. I just gave up, and I wanted the Kemper anyway. And that literally just runs into my interface, which is the Scarlett Solo, and it goes straight out to you guys, because that's the brains. That's doing all the hard work. That's just, the computer is just like picking up sound, and it's going straight out. The computer isn't really processing much. It's just picking up the sound of the Kemper and just going straight out. It's not having to think about. It's not having to generate the sound. It's just picking it up. So, you know, that's why it was a good investment for me to continue doing this sort of stuff, as well as a plethora of other things, because it really is the brains of the operation. I just got my guitar running to the Kemper, Focusrite, and it's straight out to you guys, and you guys can hear every note and every not note that I miss. So, but yeah, you can. Do you need good computer speakers to properly use them? I've completely missed the point to your question here. Sorry. I'm using my cans right now, but I also have the Kemper cabs. And as a matter of fact, I'm running THS speakers as well, Logitech ones, THX. You know, like the thing at the start of like Star Wars films and stuff. No, THX that. So they're not proper studio monitors, but they've got a sub, and they're computer speakers, and it sounds just fine through them. To be quite honest with you. So I would always look for external speakers if you were looking to use a Kemper or a Neural DSP or something like that. I would definitely recommend getting some decent studio monitors in order just to hear the accuracy, I suppose, of what you're doing. So that would be my my input on that one. But yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm waffling. Short answer, having good speakers can't hurt. There you go. Absolutely 100%. You know, we get so lazy with guitar playing and stuff like that, and I think to myself, when I come back around to down picking stuff, I'm like, gosh, what happened to my down picking hand? You know, I have a Katana 50, which I read it can get pushed through, but probably not ideal. Yeah, within budget, of course, 100%. Katana 50 was, yeah. At the end of the day, a lot of this for me has been trial and error, like massively trial and error. Like I've had many sleepless nights and getting up in the morning, like banging my head against the wall, like trying to figure out why certain things aren't working and stuff, and how to get things working, and what do I buy, what do I invest in, you know, and you just have to trial and error to see what works for you. Like there's a guy who follows me on Instagram, and he literally went and bought my setup for covers, which is Bias Effects, these earphones, and the Focusrite. And Cubase as well. And he would like started like setting. He downloaded everything. He downloaded Bias Effects and stuff, and he was like, "Sound's not working. You know, why can't I hear my guitar? Why can't I do this?" And I was just like, right. Yeah, I say it's a simple, like, buy those things. It's a very simple setup, but the work that goes into like getting your computer to run with everything, it's another thing, you know. And we got him set up eventually, just like helping them over Instagram messages. But yeah, there's a lot of, it's never as simple as, oh, if I buy this will just work, you know, with like wiring and stuff. Like, for instance, to get Cubase and Bias Effects to work on my computer, I had to disable all my computer sounds in order for it to run smoothly. And what I mean by that is like little startup sounds or little clicks or pings and stuff. It plays audio, of course, like YouTube or iTunes and stuff like that, but I had to disable so much stuff to get it dedicated to running audio. So there's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, there's that. Man, that is a hard riff, isn't it? Imagine shelling out for their camper and not having it set up properly. Yeah, I know. I was so lucky to find all the stuff that I found together for like a reasonable price and stuff. And yeah, it just runs in, and you know what? It's been one of the best things that I've invested in, hands down. There were so many people who said like, "Oh, you don't need that" and stuff, and it's like, well, it's something I've always wanted to have, and you know what? You know, the sounds from it, they speak for themselves. Like my reverb tone. It's been worth it just for that, for me personally. But yeah, I did have sound issues for a while, and it turned out it wasn't the camper. It was my streaming platform, like working out the latency and stuff like that. Oh my god, it took forever to get things to come through. And William, do you remember when it started sounding like everything was underwater? Like I play for 5 seconds, and people would just come into the stream and they'd be like, dude, you sound like you're underwater. And it would sound fine for 5 seconds. Then all of a sudden it would start compressing and sounding really weird. So like learning to get the latency sorted and learning to use like proper streaming software. And what was another problem we were having? Just getting sound out in general, you know? just the whole thing. It was an absolute nightmare, but here we are, and it works. I can't get any good heavy metal tones on Katana. I would go for home use. Like DSP is like supposed to be meant like really good, rather than going all out on a camper. I got the camper Powerhead just so that if the time comes, I can play live as well. But if I was just literally just sat at home and I wasn't planning on playing live or anything like that, I think I'd straight up go for the DSP, personally, because it looks just so simple to use and stuff. And yeah, YouTube was compressing the hell out of it. And then it was like, you need to use streaming software to stream. Don't just go on live stream from your internet browser. And it's like, oh God, right. How do I learn to work that out now? So not only have I had to figure out how to set everything up, now I've got to figure out how to use OBS. You know, there's a hell of a lot that goes into it. Yep, they are the big three, 100%. Oh, and the Axe effects, of course, but that's crazy money. That's it. And you know what? Zoom and stuff like that, that's where all this stuff started, you know? Zoom pedals and Line 6 spiders, you know? Yeah. You used to be able to just like, yeah, a Metallica preset made by somebody, and now you can literally get their cabs and stuff. Like you said, yeah, it is absolutely nuts. Like, you know, I used the Randall Satan on Bias Effects for so long, and when I got the Campo, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss that. I went on like their Tone Hub thing. And there was a Randall Satan on there waiting, and that is my, you know, that is, I know that's a rectifier. There's my Satan head. I got it, and it sounds exactly the same as Bias, if not better, I might add. But you know, it's the same sort of idea. Yeah, like for instance, you guys are only getting an idea of what I'm hearing here, and for instance, if I was to play through my cabs now as well, like you're getting like a compressed, whatever the hell is going on, like version of what I'm hearing right now. But honestly, this thing sounds like incredible once it's turned up and stuff through the setup that I've got here, you know. Hey, apparently I'm not in the mood for noodling today. Or at least my fingers aren't, anyway. Just like, whoa, 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 don't try and do anything impressive. Yeah, exactly. And if I do attempt to do anything impressive, I'm definitely going to be mudding myself up with delay so you all can't hear the mistakes. And I forgot how the rest of that goes. You guys must wonder how I get by actually playing guitar. Honestly, with the mistakes and stuff, I know that I'm gonna mess up. It puts me off live streaming, in fact, because I know I'm gonna mess up and play dreadfully. It's like a nerves thing, you know, like straight up, you know. I don't know. We just all have to just sort of embrace it, I guess, you know. But it's weird because like you see me doing my polished videos and stuff like that, and then I play in real person. It's like, well, that guy can't play like he does in his videos. It's just like, sorry. Even playing in front of people, I'm just prone to messing up, you know. You know, for instance, the sanitarium thing. I've completely forgotten how that goes. Oh, we are out of tune. Something like that. Seamless, right? Get Mountaineer to grade me. Dean Lamb of Oxford just put an interesting video about digital presentation of Instagram, YouTube guitars. Okay, I'll check that out. I will check that out. Oh yeah, 100%. Like editing and stuff like that is, you know, I mean, we've all done it. You know, my covers and stuff like that. We've all done it. We've all corrected notes and stuff like that, or recorded things in takes and stuff. It's just, but you know, there's that, and then you know, because you want to give a polished delivery, you know, but there's like doing stuff in post, and then like straight up like you know, not playing what you're actually playing and stuff like that, you know. You know, that's why I don't sit here and start going, hey, you know, sweep arpeggios and stuff like that, because I'm gonna mess it up. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna pretend that I'm you know, I can just do it off the bat, you know. So yeah, exactly. It can be incredibly it can be like incredibly daunting for like a guitar player who doesn't play, and they see people playing stuff note for note perfect. You just go, oh man, especially if you're a little bit older as well. You think, oh, this guy's probably been doing this since he was 13. What's the point? What's the point of even starting? You know. So I think the channel should have like an honesty to them, 100%. You know, and you know my playing and stuff. I don't come on here to show off either. I think you guys have gathered as well. You know, I don't come on here to go, hey, check out this that I can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really, really not about that. It's just about having a good time, intelligent discussions, and just like me making sense of guitar for the day, because sometimes I don't want to play, but I know I need to because it's good for me. You know, me checking in with you guys, answering questions and stuff, maybe sharing some knowledge on some stuff as well, perhaps. That's what it's about, you know, community and stuff, rather than just like, here's, you know, my videos are for like showing off, shall we say. It's not really showing off, it's performing. So I like the song. I want to play it. I want to throw myself into it. I put a load of hours into learning it, and here's me playing it, and hopefully you guys can like enjoy it too, see it being performed. But it's not about, you know, like, hey, here's this latest diminished crazy run that I learned, you know. It really isn't about that. But which is why I think it's important to come on as well, on and live stream and like actually play for people in the flesh, you know, because you've heard me playing on my covers and stuff, but those aren't my songs. They're not my solos. That's not how I play. And you know, I'm not always in the mood to play like that. I couldn't play the Scream Aim Fire solo right now for you off the bat. I just wouldn't remember it, you know. But that's why I did that live streaming concert where I put a load of Bullet My Valentine songs together, treated it like a little production per se, and I did a live stream and I played all the songs, goofed up a lot of the solos. It was just going to happen because it was live. But you know, it's important to give people the real deal as well as nice polished and edited videos and stuff like that. 100%. But yeah, you could have better production skills than actual playing skills, you know. 100%, you know. Oh, trying to do Django Reinhardt using 2 fingers. Oh man, he does 3 note per string runs. Like, if I clean up my tone for a sec. Like, why wouldn't you be using those? He uses these guys. And then in the middle of that, you'll stick like 3 note per string runs. 3 note per string with 2 fingers. And not only that, he's holding chords, you know. You know, and he's holding those chords and then doing a big run. And I'm just about that getting that with 4 fingers. And you just go brrr down the strings. Man, it makes me sick. Old quote, if you want to hear it play perfectly, go listen to the record. Live is about the show. Exactly. If you want to see it perfect, the record's there without me, you know, trying to play all over it, you know. Hybrid picking, yeah, 100%, you know. But I don't. It's not just that. It's the fretting though. If he's going 1, 2, 3, it's the movement with just having 2 fingers. You know. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy. Yeah, it's a very interesting genre, that gypsy jazz. But that's where all that Sinister Gates stuff comes from. You know, those runs, they're all gypsy jazz. And you can hear it. You know, they're all like Django Reinhardt runs, which is really cool. Especially my favorite one is this. How would it be in standard tuner? So be. That's it. I mean, how cool is that? So, yeah, that's where he's getting that from. Can I play Hell or High Water? Oh. If I sat with the track, I probably could. Da da na na na. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Short answer is no, not off the bat. Ask another. I do know it though. There's two on that album. There's two twins. There's Hell I Have Water and there's Skin, which is there. But I know Hell or High Water just has a load of and then like hangs and stuff and like volume swells and stuff, or the sustained ebow notes. There's this the afterlife. Yeah, I'm starting to remember it now, but I'm in standard tuning, not drop C, so I don't think I could pull it off the top of my head. Skin is a good down picking warm up. It's got those tight gallops in there as well. Yeah, that's a cool. Skin is a really cool song. I think it's a very underrated song off that album, 100%. Get me in Ball of My Valentine mode now. Pariah. That's a different. That's a good down. I think that's a good down picking one as well. Yeah, I couldn't remember how that one goes. It's another. It's one of those songs. I know it's got that going on in it, but it's not. Which is Army of Noise, and it's certainly not. Oh, oops. That's a good one. That's such a great down picking riff. That's a really cool one. The new album, it's loaded with good riffs. We've talked about this before, but it's got such good riffs on it. That thing, absolutely love that with the whole that's a good one. Take care, bro. Gotta sort out some stuff. See you soon. Take care, man. Stay well. And as a matter of fact, we're going on for time here. I'm actually going to have to go. I've just looked at the time. I got to eat before I start my other work. So, as usual, thank you so much, everybody who stuck around today. You're all absolute diamonds. So, thank you so much. Have I got Patreon? No, I haven't, but I'm going to... I've put my feelers out, and I've said, should I make one? What would you all like to see? Apart from tabs, I don't do tabs. I really struggle with tabs, okay? So what would people want to see on a Patreon? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to start, like, pumping stuff out. And, people, or people, like, start paying for stuff, and me not giving them the bang for the buck, do you know what I mean? Even if it was, like, £2, £5 a month, do you know what I mean? So I feel like an incredible pressure with it. So if people give me a solid idea of what they want to see on that, I will consider doing it 100%. As far as that goes, I have like the PayPal donation thing on there as well. I can't have a super chat yet because I've not hit 100 subscribers. So 1,000 subscribers even. So that is coming up hopefully soon. I'm about 200 or so people away from that. So yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for your support. You got ideas for the Patreon and stuff like that, just message me and I'll write it down and think about it and put it towards the doing it. Okie doke. Right, guys, stay well, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.